sources where you can acquire this knowledge of qualitative analysis even in free. There are multiple associations of qualitative methods, multiple platforms for learning any subject. Likewise, I'm sure many of you might have heard, for learning any subject, any discipline, you have to involve for a longer duration. So I thought, why not to utilize some even better platforms to connect with all the ways so that you will get all the information from 360-degree angle. So the first one is Qualitative Research Consultants Association. Here is their website, their LinkedIn page, and their Twitter page as well, Twitter handle as well. You can start following them. Every week they post some material which is related to some posts in nutshell, so that everyone can, and those nutshells are easy to digest even. So this is for weekly learning. The second one is Association for Qualitative Research, their website, LinkedIn page, and they are available on Facebook as well. You can join their group. You can follow them on the Facebook page, and they also post some very qualitative material on this reference. The third one is Qualitative Research Association of Malaysia. Though majority of the researchers in this group are from Malaysia, but they are posting a good content on their Facebook page as well. So that will also help. The next one is a new association of qualitative researchers. Just look at this website, follow them. I think they are membership based. You have to pay some fees for getting the membership, but even the free resources are good enough for anyone who is starting their journey into the qualitative research. There is one Google group as well, which is named as my YouTube channel, Research and Productivity Tools, where we post as the moment we receive some call for paper from qualitative journals and qualitative researchers and all that platforms. There are good number of journals which are indexed in Web of Science. You can simply scan this QR code and can get on this link. Otherwise, here is that link. Sorry, here is not that link. This is the link of Scopus index journal, which publish papers based on qualitative analysis. And you can see good number of them are into the health sciences, whereas good number is also belongs to the social sciences, marketing, education, the periphery which we belongs to, like qualitative health research. Qualitative research is open for all the discipline. Qualitative research in sports, exercise and health, qualitative psychology. Journal of Qualitative Method is an open access, a very premium journal, but you have to pay for before publishing to this journal. That is why I do not recommend, I generally do not recommend publishing by paying. That is why I'm just simply putting a cross against this. Global Qualitative and Nursing Research, International Journal of Qualitative Studies in Education, Qualitative Studies in Health and Well-being, Qualitative Market Research is important for everyone. The cohort which is collected here, which is here, because most of us are from the business and management education. So this qualitative marketing research could be a good journal for your reference. Qualitative research and accounting and management. A good number of research scholars have complained multiple times, sir, we are doing qualitative research, we are interested in qualitative research, but we are not getting enough opportunities of publishing the papers based on accounting and finance. You have got a very specific journal for you. Research in psychology, this one is some medical sciences, decimal system. Qualitative inquiries, again a very popular journal. Qualitative social work, electronic journal of qualitative theory. Reports in communication, again a very popular and a good journal. Except early paper, their communication speed is very fast. Qualitative research in financial market, the second journal which published paper on financial or accounting basis. Organizations and management for general management, HR, human resources, OB. Qualitative reports is open to everyone. Qualitative sociology is again open to everyone. Qualitative research journal is again open to everyone. Qualitative sociology review, qualitative research and education. Those who are into the education discipline, this could be a good journal for them. Qualitative research in sports and exercise. Probably this was the journal which we have already just checked onto one of the previous slide. They have renamed this journal, and that is why they have been indexed twice into the Scopus list. So these were some good sources. All of you can look at these sources. You can follow these sources, and these sources will definitely help you in identifying some good and potential research ideas even on the qualitative analysis. Right? Is there any question which is related to where do we publish, or which type of contents could have been published using qualitative research? If there any question, we can take one or two questions here.
Sir, may I?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, like any qualitative journals you can suggest on tourism research? Only qualitative research they publish?
Here I have shown a list which publish specifically on qualitative research, whereas all the journals are accepting qualitative. There is no hard and fast rule, or there is no stringent rule like we will not publish. Even the top category journal, Tourism Management, Tourism Review International, these top category journal also publish paper based on qualitative analysis, except Annals. Annals has a strict guidelines that they will not publish papers on SLR, bibliometric analysis, or qualitative research. They are strictly interested into the empirical researches.
As well as Anatolia, I guess. They also don't accept.
Anatolia have not submitted any paper till. So claiming this is a little difficult. I have not looked at their aims and scope as well. So sorry, I could not comment on that.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Right, before moving or before understanding what qualitative analysis is, what is the idea of qualitative analysis? So let us start our time using, I'll open a whiteboard. I'm hoping you are getting all these whiteboard after the end of the session. Is there anyone who looked at the contents? Probably no. Whatever contents I'm sending, are you following those contents daily?
So we have sent all the contents, but I hope not
yes,
everyone has
sir.
followed right now.
So first one is an historical plus theoretical part of qualitative analysis. First part of the session. The second part of the session will introduce with the interface of MAXQDA. This is maximum utility of quantitative data analysis, the interface, and importing different type of data. And we will spend most of our time on the second part of the session. The third part of the session, which is analysis, is very, very easy in terms of MAXQDA, so will not be the challenge, but importing every type of data, because all of us are engaged into the different types of research. Why I'm saying that? Say, for example, I might be interested in some interview data which is available on any of the social media or these platforms. Someone might be interested, someone might have conducted some interview, converted that data into the Excel sheet. Someone might be interested videos on YouTube, someone might be interested content on Twitter, someone might be interested the comments on YouTube, someone might be interested the comments on Amazon or Flipkart. There are multiple types of qualitative data, multiple types of secondary sources data. So that is why focusing this section is really important. Analysis is very, very easy using MAXQDA software, because analysis is not a pain in MAXQDA. So these are the three sessions of three divisions of the sessions today. So let us start with what is qualitative data analysis. Why do we need qualitative data analysis? What is the ultimate objective of qualitative analysis? Because generally we have a tendency to collect. Someone is mistakenly unmuted, I think.
Ms. Twinkle Lati, we request you to kindly mute yourself.
There are two types of. Sorry.
Yes, sir. You can continue, sir.
So there are two types of data which are generally available to all of us. And the challenge is all of us are in habits of collecting structured data. We develop a questionnaire and we collect structured data. This question, these are the 5 questions on job satisfaction, then organizational motivation, then organizational commitment. Or maybe these are the questions which are related to any other areas. Most of us are in habit of collected structured data, whereas we forget every time we are sitting on the plethora of unstructured data. Say, for example, I'll give you a questionnaire. Ma'am, here is a questionnaire which is having 50 questions. You have to only take from strongly disagree to strongly agree based on Likert skill-based question. Instead of this, when I say, hey, ma'am, I wanted to take your interview for about 10 minutes, which is most preferential when you will get easily data?
The first one, sir.
Structured questionnaire?
Yes, sir.
Or the, like, everyone is ready or everyone is fond to give their interviews? You ask me what do you need, but don't ask me to write what I am giving. Because giving everything in writing is a challenge, isn't it? There could be several type of challenges, several type of restriction. I cannot give you this in writing, but unsaid rule is this. And even
Okay, sir.
you did not to conduct interviews in detail. These interviews are available on YouTube. These interviews are available on Twitter. These interviews are available on various platforms, social media platforms. What is an interview? Anyone who is expressing about a simple interview into the qualitative analysis. I'm not talking about job interviews. What is an interview actually? Anyone who is giving an opinion about anything. Say, for example, what is job satisfaction? Say, for example, how do you consider your organizational workplace culture? Just go to the YouTube, ask your question. Look at the number of videos which are available to solve this query. However, I completely understand there are some theoretical sessions where there are some good TED Talks, there are some good comic videos, there are some good organizational perspective. People are even criticizing their organization. Multiple stuff is available. You need not to go and conduct interviews. And these interviews are also having transcripts. Sometimes these transcripts are associated with these interviews. Simply download these interviews, analyze these interviews, and that will be sufficient enough. What do we consider as picture, song, audio, tweets, social media? They are full of data. When I say they are full of data, say, for example, I wanted to understand a day before NIRF ranking has been released, how people are reacting, how people are responding towards NIRF ranking of the institutes. You will find multiple tweets. You need not to go anywhere. You need not to collect data. People are responding, people are reacting, people are behaving on the social media the different ways. There are a good number of people. Most of the people are praising the efforts of IIT Madras, but a few of them are also criticizing the efforts of IIT Madras, what they did to get on the top rank. And the social media platform are always full. These tweets, pictures, just visit Facebook. And search something on spiritual. What is spiritual? And you will get pages related to the spirituality. If my friends have posted something related to the spirituality, what people are talking about when they talk about spirituality, what are their behaviors when they think about spirituality? Are they posting several images or they are trying to educate others? What is the phenomenon? The world is full of data. You need not to collect this data. You need not to search for this data. You need not to struggle for this data. We often rely on the data collected from interviews, observation, content analysis, newspaper, books, videos, case records, other already developed documents. Policy document even could have been analyzed using qualitative researches. And these documents are already available. I need not to go and visit somebody's house or somebody's office or somebody's. I need not to send any Google form. I need to, can you please express your opinion? Is one way of conducting an interview. Otherwise, I need not to conduct even any interview. What do you think about workplace culture? What do you think about spirituality? What do you think about Prime Minister Modi? How do you think about Mr. Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi? Any question, you just pose these questions, and digital media is full of these contents. You need not to worry. You need not to worry about any of the content, whether do we receive the sufficient content is not the challenge nowadays. You need not to visit here and there for collecting your data. Just visit, sit on your computer, and every type of data could have been collected. And the challenge and the good thing is we do not test any hypothesis or any previous theory. We do not do that. I'm not saying whatever has been said by Creswell or whatever has been said by my previous researcher is correct or not. What I'm saying is we try to develop new theories based on what happens into the specific situation. And this test is known as, this procedure is known as grounded theory in qualitative analysis. If you are trying to understand what people are thinking about what people are thinking about any specific phenomena, we need to perform ethnography on that. There are different tests, there are different procedures. We do not try to generalize our finding. Let us leave it to the quantitative researcher. We have developed a theory, we have developed something. Now quantitative researcher will approve, the quantitative researcher will verify, the quantitative researcher will validate if your theory is into the practice. With the help of qualitative analysis, we answer research question, rather testing an hypothesis. We try to examine the perceptions, actions, feeling, participation, feelings of participants or anybody who is participating in this. We obtain detailed information from interviews, content, observation, themes, different ways. How do we handle these? What is the difference in qualitative research and a quantitative research? The objective of a qualitative research is to gain and understand the reasons and motivations, whereas the quantitative approach utilize the data and generalize result from the sample to the population of interest. The qualitative research is having an objective to uncover prevalent trends, thoughts, and opinion, whereas quantitative researchers, sometimes followed by qualitative researchers, which is used to explore some other findings, which are used to explore, extend the theories, which are used to explore, to promote this theory from one place to other theories as well. And these type of studies are called as mixed method theories. So when your quantitative theory, quantitative paper is followed by the qualitative paper, or the same paper is having quantitative and qualitative approach, or qualitative and quantitative approach are called as mixed method. The top category journals from marketing, from tourism, they publish, most of their paper are based on qualitative researches, are not based on quantitative research. Just look at any of the top category, any top 5 journals of your area. They are more prospective, less quantitative or methodological accepted paper. For qualitative research, we generally need a small number of non-representative cases, whereas for quantitative researches, we need large number of cases of representing the population of interest. Because quantitative researchers are simply verifying the thoughts, validating the thoughts. For data analysis, most of the analysis is non-statistical, whereas most of the analysis of quantitative is statistical. I need not to tell you anything. For qualitative analysis, you can perform focus group, individual depth analysis, interviews, group discussion, Delphi methods, and any other ways. For quantitative approach, we can follow the survey, the simulation, and all that stuff. And the interesting thing is, the moment you change your objective, the name of the analytical tool changes. This is the interesting thing. Your question or your data will remain same, but if you are trying to infer, if you are trying to interpret the characteristics of the language, In form of a communication, this is content analysis. In form of a process, how people are communicating. Say, for example, when a year before, when I shifted from Madhya Pradesh to Delhi, I found most of the people in Delhi are from Haryana, and they tend to have, their voices are slightly louder than the people of Madhya Pradesh. How they are communicating. This seems to be, they are scolding someone, whereas actually they are loving someone. Right? And this is called as analysis of discourse. If it is exactly processed, then it is also ethnography. If you are trying to infer the culture using the language, culture could be of two types, cognitive and interactive. So while you are judging the interaction, you might be using the symbolic interactionalism, ethnomethodology, or if you are looking at the cognition into your culture, ethnoscience is required, or structural ethnoscience is required if both are analyzed in one way. So the data collected will remain same, but the test, the name of tool will change the moment you changes your objective. If your interest is to identify the characteristics of language, these are the tools. If your interest is to discover the regularities, if your interest is to discover the reflection, the criticism, the critical aspect, so what is the objective? Your test will change. Your procedure will change, but the data collected will remain same. Whereas this is not the situation in quantitative analysis. I'm not criticizing quantitative about a year before, and in fact today also I'm a quantitative researcher as well. I generally say I'm a methodologist. I've written a book for using SPSS for tourism, hospitality, and events, which has been published by Routledge Events. So I'm a researcher using both the approaches, and that is why I can very well understand the challenges and the problems of qualitative and quantitative. The moment my objective changes into the qualitative analysis, my data has gone waste. My data has gone waste. I need to collect the other type of data, because this time question have been asked with a different perspective. The question was into the different context. And next time I need to collect the data with a different perspective. But in qualitative analysis, data will remain same. Only the analysis, only the procedure of analysis will change. Any question up to this point? You might be having some questions which are related to your own problem. Yeah, I'm trying to investigate this phenomena, which type of methodology or which type of procedures will be suitable for me.
So there is one question from Ms. Bhumi Vyas. She wanted to ask, can we analyze interview conversations?
Yes, we can definitely analyze interview conversation. I have sent you some sample transcripts. I think you have received these sample transcripts, and they are the interview based data. The thing is, I did not conduct those interviews. Someone else has conducted those interviews, and the interesting thing out of these interviews is all of these are not same structured interview. Everyone has got a different type of questions, different type of sequence of the questions. Is that clear, Bhumi? Yeah. Anything
Yes,
else?
sir, thank you.
No.
Right now, only one question. That's it.
Thank you. So based on the qualitative research is about analysis of discourse. Analysis of discourse is about how people are communicating onto their specific problem. Say, for example, when I talk about analysis of discourse, people were very fond of talking about COVID-19. But the moment I start talking about menstrual cycle, people are not fond of. When I'm talking about how Prime Minister is doing, everyone is fond of. But when I start talking about the women empowerment, a very few will come out and talk about women empowerment. How people are communicating with their specific objectives. When I start talking about the societal tendency of farmers, people are very vocal. But when the same question, if I'm asking the same question into the Delhi area, but if I'm roaming a rural area where I'll be asking the same question, people are not vocal about the farmer societal tendencies. There are different type of challenges. You have to understand those type of challenges, and then how people are thinking and talking about different challenges or different problems. Narratives is again about communication styles, what people are talking about. Analysis of discourse was about what is not said. Reading behind the lines, reading between the lines. Narrative analysis is a simple analysis of the direct discussion. Framework-based analysis, if you can recall, into the first day session, we have discussed about TMCC. That was a framework-based analysis of research papers, whereas you can have a different objective. Say, for example, education policy or different type of policy, which type of people they have integrated, which type of people they are addressing. So again, the PICO will come here. Population, whom different type of policies are talking about, which type of population, which type of intervention, which type of comparison. Grounded theory is most popular theory when we talk about. Have you heard about induction or deduction theories? Induction and deduction approach of researches. I will talk about grounded theory in a bit more details when the slide of grounded theory will be there. Ethnography, what is the source of your audience? How they are reacting on the different situations. When they are reacting on the different situations, say for example, Black Lives Matter. This was a campaign in US, this was a campaign in America. But most of the people who are part of this campaign are not black. Phenomenology. What people are not talking about, how people are thinking about. Thematic analysis, an analysis of policies, an analysis of communication, how people, or what are the important communicated things out of these interviews or out of these transcripts. Content analysis is irrelevant to the thematic analysis. Actually, what I believe, however, books have classified content analysis as a separate tool of qualitative analysis, but I believe, this is my personal opinion, in qualitative analysis, everything is a content analysis. You might be doing thematic, you might be doing grounded theory, analysis of discourse, sentiment, text, everything is a content. If that is not content, I cannot analyze that. So this is my personal opinion, content analysis and qualitative analysis, everything is about content analysis. Sentiment analytics, sentiment analysis, when I talk about how people have reacted onto the specific situation. Text mining, what is hidden behind the lines. Image analytics, video analytics. These are the very advanced forms of research. I will show you some of the research papers, how people have done image analytics and video analytics. So now let us talk about analysis of discourse, which talks about beyond the sentences, what is not said. And most of the time, say for example, most of the time we think about text. I'm sure you will be able to connect with one of your relatives or one of your family member, even, or one of your neighbor as well. There are few neighbors or there are few relatives which talks in text. What is said, what is not said is not said. But there are some relatives which always talks about some context, which always talks about some sarcasm. Whatever they are saying is not correct, but whatever they are not saying is correct. Do you agree with that or not? Hello?
Sir, hello.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Whatever they are not saying is correct, and whatever they are saying is not correct. There might be at least one fufaji of everyone who says, no, I don't care about this, I will definitely come. And finally, on the day of the event, he will say, I have not been invited by the main or by the leader of the family. I have been someone, kid of the family have came to invite me. I can't come in this type of situations. Am I correct or not? Everyone has got at least one relative. And then people are critical. Some people are not critical by words, critical by thoughts. And some people are critical with constructivism. I'm giving you feedback with constructivism, how you can improvise it. I'm not criticizing you just for criticizing. You are good for nothing. What you are doing here, why you are in this room, is a criticism. And when I say, okay, why did you made a tea like this? Why didn't you made a tea into a different manner, into a different style? Why didn't you add some spices? Why didn't you add some ginger and other spices into the tea? This is criticism with constructivism. And when I say I don't like the tea at all, you are a bad tea maker, is the criticism. Now connect with this context and criticism. When you are saying whatever you are saying is not correct and whatever you are not saying is correct, and you are very critical. This is called as critical discourse of analysis. You are trying to investigate what has been said. There are multiple politicians. What they are saying is not correct. What they are not saying is correct. And there are multiple politicians like Rahul Gandhi. Whatever he is saying is correct. What I can call him, he generally do not talks into the sarcasm. That's the best thing which I find it. He generally talks about what he can do, what he cannot do. However, there are different ways of interpreting. I'm not favoring Rahul Gandhi. I'm not saying he could be the best next prime minister candidate. Definitely, Mr. Modi is the best prime minister candidate, but the challenge is, I have always found Prime Minister Modi as constructivist with the context. Even if he is talking about sarcasm, he is always constructivist. Interpretive structuralism is needed there to comprehend the talks which has been given by Prime Minister Modi. The constructivism only with the text is social linguistic analysis, how the society is doing. And text with the only criticism is critical linguistic analysis. One of my known scholar has submitted a PhD thesis, effect of abuses into the social development at Bundelkhand region. He belongs to the Jhansi. Effect of abuses into the social development. Which type of abuses are helpful in developing people's social phenomena is another very interesting kind of a thesis. The next type of analysis is narratives, what has been said. And these type of participants in this are, most of them are storytellers. Most of them are good storytellers. They want to respond to you into the very direct way. I can recall an interview which has been given by Kishore Biani in somewhere 2013, when Big Bazaar was not on the stake of sale. They were not ready. People were asking them, can you sell your business? And they were denying, no, we cannot sell. One of the interviewers has asked Kishore Biani, what was the biggest learning? And he has responded into the very interesting manner. He has responded, we have learned three things. Earlier, he has not shared what is the biggest learning, but throughout this discussion, he has shared these three things. One, anywhere we can sell, anything could have been sold. The first question, anywhere we can sell. And therefore, in 2015 and 16, they have closed some very popular, not popular, some Big Bazaar stores which were not making good sales. And in 2016, they have streamlined their product line, what cannot be sold, what people are not purchasing, what people are more purchasing. I belong to the city of Gwalior. There was one snacks maker which is called as Best Snacks. And after about a year, when Big Bazaar has entered into the market in 2015 into the Gwalior, they have started selling the snacks for snacks by Best Snacks as well. So the Kishore Biani or Ratan Tata or our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, I always find them a good storyteller. They do not tell you what is the problem, what is the challenge. They always tell you what is the story. Now it is your way. You can comprehend something different. I can comprehend something different, and someone else can comprehend something different. But everyone has got their learnings out of the narratives. Connolly in 1990s has defined humans are a storytelling organism. who individually and collectively leads the storied lives. Do you agree with this thought or not? Humans are a storytelling organism. What do you say?
Actually,
Actually, all of us are good storytellers. Sir, आज fever आ गया था. Sir, I'm not feeling well today. And the challenge is, after about few hours or maybe in the evening, the sir and you have got, sir has caught you in making shopping in Big Bazaar or Pantaloons or Lifestyle. Is that the truth? All of us are good storytellers. Otherwise, if you are not the good, because nobody is interested in from what you are passing through. Everyone is just interested in how well you can communicate your story to attain a leave. How you can attract the attention of others. Those who are the good storytellers in any office are the center of attractions, and those who are not the good storytellers are not the center of attractions. So for storytelling, you need to have narrative where you have explored values. You must have something to share. If you have not lived your life, about the narratives, you do not know, you are not aware about feelings. I have never gone to a tuition class. Now I do not have narratives. Now I do not have any story about the tuition classes. But if I went to the tuition classes, I can understand the challenges well for those who have went to the tuition classes. And probably I can convert those lessons, those learnings to the inquiry, which is useful for everyone. Because I have participated in that story. Finally, everything together makes PNI, participative narrative inquiry, which is an interesting way of investigating, interesting way of doing research. Framework analysis, we have talked about it. Grounded theory is important. This is the very important part of the discussion. Like, this is what is hidden into the data, hidden into the secondary sources. And you need to convert this data into the theory. And for converting this theory, and that is why it is most important section, most interesting section as well, grounded theory, the theory-free starting point. Come on, X, you tell me your story, Y, you tell me your story, Z, you tell me your story, everyone tell me your story, and I'll conclude why students have not submitted this assignment on time. There could not be only one reason of why students have not submitted one assignment on time. There are multiple reasons behind that. Glasser and Strauss is the most popular person who have developed this theory out of the box. 1967. Actually, they do not belong to the social sciences domain. They were doctors. Investigated several practicing nurses and then several medical patients and have developed this theory, discovery of grounded theory. And it comprises of methodological approaches rather than analytical or coding strategies. Interactive approaches. They have introduced the interactive approach of data collection, which is called as constant comparative method. Thematic analysis, I believe everyone knows about it. Qualitative data, we convert qualitative data into the codes and then important themes. We will do it hands-on how to do a thematic analysis, so you need not to worry for that. Ethnography, we have already talked about it. Phenomenology is about your experiences, your conscious and unconscious mind as well. Right? For me, this cup could be an appearance of a cup. For you, this could be a mug. For someone else, this could be a jar. If I'm showing it, if I'm seeing it in the morning, this is a cup. But if I'm seeing it somewhere about 8 or 9 o'clock in the night, this cup converts into this is a cup of tea. In night, this cup converts into, come on, pitcher of beer, a jar or mug. Am I correct or not? Only the size differentiates.
maybe a cup of milk also, sir.
Yes, these are the people who are living a healthy life. who are not feeling or who are not passing through any stress? Maybe a cup of milk with the turmeric.
Yes, sir.
There are two different phases of life. Everyone has got their different styles of interpreting it. This is called as phenomenology. There are some real world examples, like for qualitative analysis, we can have word cloud, we can have different type of word cloud. You might have seen these word clouds. This is called as mind map. I have created this using NVO, but we can create this using MAXQDA as well. These are the charts of sentiment analytics, different type of charts on sentiment analytics, word summary, word plots, comparison diagrams of different documents, how different documents are anecdotal bits. This type of thematic analysis we cannot perform using MAXQDA. There is a different way in MAXQDA of performing thematic analysis. But there is one last thing, what qualitative analysis is not. Most of us have gone through the qualitative analysis, and the challenge is what qualitative analysis is not. After attending some workshops, people have started asking, sir, I'm trying to doing this challenge. I'm trying to write this paper using the qualitative analysis. Is it a correct way of doing this? Probably, I'm sorry. No, it is not. When I say there is lesser sample size involved in the qualitative analysis, but that doesn't mean for quantitative analysis you need to employ 1,000, and for qualitative analysis you need to have only 15 or 20. But that doesn't mean the rigor into the data collection is easier. The rigor into the data collection will remain same. You might be into the quantitative or you might be into the qualitative. So that is definitely, it is a time-consuming process. In the meantime, someone can collect the data from 1,000. I can collect the data from only 20, because for qualitative analysis, people are more interested in telling their stories, whereas I am more interested. Where I am more interested is a story which is related to my concern, the story which is related to my objective. We can't verify the results of qualitative research. For verifying a qualitative research result, you need to follow a quant approach. And definitely it's a labor-intensive approach. If you are not good in language, if you are not good in comprehending things, if you are not good in interpreting the things, if you are not good in reading behind the lines, reading between the lines, qualitative analysis is not meant for you. This text of interviews you might have collected only from 10 to 12 people. I'll show you one of my paper where we have collected the data from only 20 people. But doing the data analysis have sucked our life. We have done the similar paper using quantitative analysis. When I say I'm a methodologist, writing methodology of the methodology section of the paper, completing analysis, data analysis, and writing interpretation of everything took me only 5 days. And then it belongs to the other collaborators of the project. But for qualitative analysis, this took me at least 20-25 days, because it is a labor-intensive approach, and I have taken help of others as well. Then I was able to complete that project. Otherwise, I cannot. It is difficult to investigate causality. Likewise, in quantitative analysis, we have R-square regression. In qualitative analysis, we cannot have the exact meaning, exact interpretation of causality. Qualitative researches are not statistically representative, and that is why a good number of journals have also denied to publish. A good number of journals have also denied to publish the papers based on qualitative researches, because people who are doing qualitative researches were not following that robust method, but robust methodology. So for qualitative analysis, you need to have very robust. You need to have very critical. You need to have very, very in-depth. What I see, the correct keyword is details oriented. You need to be keen to the details. Otherwise, you cannot write a qualitative. Otherwise, likewise, in quantitative analysis, we have, once you perform regression, we have a lots of things to report. R-square, adjusted R-square, Darwin-Watson, and then ANOVA table, constant, coefficient, beta effect, beta square, and you have a lots of things to report into the quantitative reports, into the quantitative papers. But into the qualitative papers, you do not have a lots of things, lots of tables to report. The tables and figures are lesser. whereas writing part is higher. And that is why generally the size of the qualitative papers is also slightly lesser in comparison to the quantitative papers. Is that making sense to everyone?
Yes.
Any question up to this point?
Anyone would like to ask question?
Or they have found this question answer session is not interesting during last 2 days? Because why I generally ask multiple times, is there any question? Because these material, how to process, how to use the software. Okay, Dr. Mehta belongs to a dry state. Because these methodologies and processes you can easily find out of any YouTube channel, anywhere. Like we do have the plenty of the material on how to do this analysis. But whenever you stuck into a problem, these YouTube channels will not be able to help you there. During phenomenology study, how do we justify the sample size? I need some more details on your phenomenology project, then I'll be able to help you. Please unmute yourself and you can tell me something more about your question.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I am working on abusive supervision in hospitality industry, and during this study, sir, I have been discussion with the employees working in the hotels, several departments like front office, housekeeping, food and beverage, and food production. These are employees. I am undertaking a study on abusive supervision and conducting the inquiries with them, sir. During this process, sir, when I wrote a paper and sent it to a journal, which is ABDP B grade, they asked me justification for the sample size, sir. That's why, sir.
What is the sample size which you are following?
Sir?
What is the sample size?
Sir, at present, the sample size is only 22, sir. So because I could only find 22 members, so I have used 22 as a sample size, sir.
Okay, got it. For justifying the sample size in qualitative studies, in qualitative research papers, we have a principle which is very specifically called as principle of saturation.
Sir. Yes, sir.
This is called as principle of saturation. Say, for example, very first time when I was investigating abusive supervision, people have talked about my supervisor are abusing by this way. Then you interviewed a second person and you have got some different ideas. Then third person have got a different ideas. Fourth person have got a different ideas, or maybe multiple ideas as well. But while I was investigating the 20th participant of the study, I find most of these themes or most of these things are repetitive in nature. They are repeating this. 21st participant have repeated something from there. 22nd participant have repeated something from here and this point as well. Now this is called as principle of saturation. When I came on a point where I find now the themes or now the words or now the discussions of the participants are repetitive in nature. These themes I was able to identify from the participants whom I have investigated even in the beginning. Yes, this is the justification of the lower sample size in qualitative researches. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. There is one more question into the chat box. This, sir, please repeat names of your books on tourism as I'm. This is a book of SPSS, using SPSS in tourism, hospitality, and events. You can, my screen is visible to everyone. Yes, sir. Yeah, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
It is the book SPSS Guide for Tourism, Hospitality, and Event Researchers. Sorry. And for qualitative researches also, you need to look at the book of Creswell. Is the most popular book. Published from Sage. if you are trying to develop your competencies using qualitative researches, using qualitative methodologies, then this is the best book. John W. Creswell, Qualitative Inquiry on Resource Design. Excellent book. On Amazon, you will get Indian version also. This one is I was able to open a website from US. That is why you are able to see very high price. However, $52 is somewhere about 2,000 or something. Not be the big deal. You can also get this on Amazon on the slightly lower prices. Yes, somewhere this 1,500 or something. This one is slightly older book, John W. Creswell, and published in 2018, but is available on the nominal prices, and I don't find there is any difference in these two platforms, in these two books. Not very huge or not very differentiated books. They are not much different. However, people have purchased these three books together. Yes, this book is also good. Flick. An Introduction of Qualitative Research. Flick is also a good book and available into the lower price as well, because this is available into the Indian edition, not colored and all that reference. This can also help you in collecting, in understanding and making a good understanding of qualitative researches. So these were some good sources. Now let us start our discussion on MAXQDA. Do we have any other question on this? Probably not.
No, sir.
I'll close this MAXQDA. Here is a MAXQDA 22. So this first screen, what we are able to open after clicking on MAXQDA, this is a first screen. And I have always found this section is really important. So even if next time you are opening MAXQDA, Dr. Kaurav is not available, you wanted to self-help, here are video tutorials, the new features in MAXQDA 22, getting started, coding with MAXQDA 22, organizing your code system, everything that they have made them available, the free videos, the free tutorial of MAXQDA. You can utilize these free tools and can learn anytime whenever you stuck into a problem. Now this is the other section. This is suggesting you the name of user. Why this is suggesting you name of user? Because this system has got the license on the name of Rahul.Kaurav, or maybe it's the same system if you are using the same system if used by two different users. In the morning shift, I'm doing some work, or maybe into the evening shift or afternoon shift, somebody else is working on the same project. And this is important. If multiple users are working on the same project, everyone will be able to understand what are the things which have been added by Rahul, what are the things which has been added by some other partner or other collaborator on this project. If they are the team on the remote locations, click a sign in on the MAXQDA team cloud. People can work from the two different systems as well, from the two different remote locations as well. These are some projects which I have worked earlier. For opening a new project, you need to click here on new. For opening an existing project, you need to click here at open. And very interestingly, MAXQDA has given some examples as well. Say, for example, you can think of, you have lost this, whatever supply or transcript I have forwarded you on the WhatsApp group. You have lost all these materials and you do not have any material and still wanted and hands-on. Click on examples. We have got some very interesting projects. Work-life balance, media polycto, life satisfaction, volunteer project, chin projects. All of these projects have got some different ways. So I'll first open some life satisfaction project. Oh, This is into the Chinese language. I will open a different project. Example projects and work-life balance. And you can see these materials are already been highlighted, different type of files, different type of annotations. You will come to understand, you will come to know everything here after when I'll demonstrate you, when I'll help you in understanding how these things could have been utilized. So right now, don't worry. Even when I have seen this screen, when I have saw this screen very first time, I was not able to understand, I was not able to comprehend a good number of things. Don't worry. Actually, this is the platform, this is the section, this is the panel, first panel, where you can see your imported material. Whatever files you have imported here, you will be able to see them here. This is the view section. So on any of the material which has been imported by you, once you double click them, you will be able to see them here. Once you open them, you will be able to see them here. Any PDF, any respondent, any question, even any audio or video. Okay, this is not audio or video. Word cloud tweet, Twitter data, any type of data you will be able to see into the second panel. This is the third and important panel, which is called as code. Everything, whatever you are coding for qualitative analysis, coding are very, very important thing. Most important thing actually. And this is the fourth panel, which has got lesser relevance while you are doing coding and all that reference, but while you will be writing your final interpretation, when you will be writing the final paper, this will get the more relevance. This will talk about retrieved material. And what is this retrieved material? I will show you. Say for example, I will select all these documents. All these survey documents I have selected, and I will also select the education. Zero coded. Friendly is again zero coded for this section. I will select all this. And you can see 184 coded segments are available. Slightly increase the size because now data analysis is already done. And you will be able to see when they were talking about which segment. What they are talking about which segments. This specific section has got higher relevance while you will be writing your paper. The section 2 has got, the panel 2 has got higher relevance when you are analyzing the data, but section 4 has got higher importance when you are writing the paper. I will paper writing and data analysis. Just click a screenshot here, that will help everyone in the later section. Correct? And this is definitely is a menu bar which help you. There are two layers of menus. Once I click on home or import codes, there are the two layers of menu. Like nowadays, MS Office, Microsoft Word is also offering two layers of menus because everything cannot be included in one bar. So they have segregated, divided them into the different section, and everything has gone a different ways of handling this. Right? If you are clear with this or any question at this point, or otherwise we'll move into the fresh project.
Right now, no question.
So I'll click on new project. So what is the name of new project? Say for example, this is BCPIS FDP. Of MAXQDA. Click on save. Wherever you wanted to save this project, you will be able to see the first hand side. You might be thinking, sir, when you find this view or this panel is not at all important or relevant now, can I remove this panel for now so that I can view the document in details? Yes, definitely you can do that. Go to the home panel and you will find there are multiple type of sections. You wanted to see like this, you wanted to see like this, you wanted to see like this section, or generally when you cross this retrieve section, you will get this document browser only to the larger size. When you wanted to come back to your original style of the system, you can click it here. Or you wanted to disappear retrieve section, you wanted to disappear the document section, or you wanted to disappear the code section or the document, any of the section. These are the three important, these are the buttons, so that you can remove and add any of the view out of this whole prospect. Correct? So are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Just now the first thing, how to import the data. On the top, you can see an import button. Now, what are these? Is a text document, PDF document, transcript, focus group discussion, is an image, audio, video. Is it a survey data? You are downloading data from Twitter, YouTube, web page, structural text, document text. Any type of data which you can think of, you can import that data here. Or if you wanted to follow an easy way, simply drag and drop that material. I have sent you this transcript by the different users. Simply drag and drop these transcripts to MAXQDA. And you can see all these documents have been imported. Now the first document is by Sony Rajput. I can read. The second document is by Akash. I can read that document. Third document, fourth document, anything. I can read it from this way. Apart from this, after importing these documents, look at here, this top bar. You wanted to search something out of this transcript. You wanted to zoom it or zoom out like Microsoft Word. You wanted to see 100% screen. You wanted to see a side panel so that you can write down or you can make some notes. You wanted to print it. You wanted to export it. You wanted to spell check in the document. Simply click on this and you will find now spelling errors also. Sampradaya is not a spelling error, but this is not a part of dictionary, and that is why it is a spelling error. Click on this setting, display codes strip. I will talk about this code strip and all in a bit detail. You wanted to see multiple documents in one go. Sony and Akash and all these multiple documents in one go could have been seen, or anytime you can dock in this panel to this window. Right? Now you can see this text file is editable. You can edit anything. I can add my name here. Can we edit this? No. But if you wanted to edit something, look at this panel here. And then click here. And now this file is editable. Can you see that? And then you have a lower panel as well. The number of codes, number of document. I have not utilized this. This preferences require MAXQDA to restart. No, not restart. What is this? Switch between dark theme and light interface. If you are techno savvy and you wanted to see the dark theme in MAXQDA, you can do that as well. Now the challenge is we wanted to make a club of different ways. Right click here, or maybe you can start a new folder, and this name of this folder is transcript. Transcripts. You can move in all these transcripts in one go to this folder as well, or one by one as well. Now you can create a separate folder. Sorry, not under the transcript. If transcript is selected, the folder will be created under the, click on document and then click on this new folder. The name of the new folder is images of vehicle. Now I can import some images of vehicle as well. I was trying to do some research on the vehicles advertisement. Put them under images of vehicle, and you can see these vehicles here as a list. Is that visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Are you trying to follow me? If you are trying to follow me, just tell me at any point of time when you find, whenever you find, you cannot do that. Is there anyone who is trying to follow me? No one. Or is it because like all of you are in offices or some other ways? In the evening, everyone was at home. What is the reason? Okay. So this is how you can import images as well. If you are trying to import some videos, click on another folder, import videos. I'm importing only these two videos because the size of the video is larger. I was not having any transcript. And now you can play these videos from even MAXQDA.
India is woven with spiritual ethos. The more you travel to this sacred land, the more
I will talk about how the different codings are important for this material. Images, audios, videos, audio and video will remain same. Then some comments from YouTube data. Click on here. Say for example, okay, some motivational song from MS Dhoni. Motivational song. So now I wanted to understand when I talk about, when I wanted to investigate, when I investigate any motivational video, what are the type of comments which people are giving to this video? Because now this is a very specific case about Sushant Singh Rajput. That is why people are worried about don't cry because he has left and all this stuff. Let me do something else. Motivational songs only. This is a good song from Iqbal. Now look at this. What type of comment people are doing? Yesterday I became CA today and I'm listening this at 7 a.m. Still has the goosebumps, can't believe the loss of the legend KK. Achha, okay, this is a song from KK. I still remember night when I used to listen this song and all this stuff. People are typing these type of comments on YouTube. Or maybe there is a speech of Rahul Gandhi, or there is a speech of Prime Minister, or there is a speech some very famous celebrity. And what type of comments people are handling with this? Simply copy this URL, go to the MAXQDA bag, paste that URL here, and retrieve video information. Once you click on retrieve video information, you will find the details of this video, the number of comments. 10,121 comments have been posted on this song. import comments or import only top level comments or auto code comments. I will remove auto code comments right now. Click on OK. Only 10,000 comments will be imported. I'm okay with that. And now this has started downloading the top comments on this song. So this is how you can download the comments from the YouTube as well. This is taking slightly longer time. If you are having any question in the meantime, we can handle that question.
Any question from the participants?
If they don't have any, that is also okay. Now you can see this has started creating some files based on the segregation of 1000 comment in one file. 1000 comments in one file. I should have selected a video which has gone the lesser, which has got the lesser comments. In the meantime, we can talk about little bit talk about the different codes. What is a code actually? You might be hearing this. No, this is interview protocol. This is also not. Techniques of coding is also important. You might be hearing this coding since long. Sir, you are talking about coding. What is this code actually? Code is a small representation of the larger text of the larger section. Code is a small representation of the larger text of the larger section. Say, for example, when I say job satisfaction is representing a lot of things. Can you help me in understanding the codes? Say, for example, yesterday I became CA and all this. How can I code this this comment? लड़ते रहो एक दिन तो सक्सेस मिल ही जाती है किसी को थोड़ी जल्दी किसी को थोड़ी लेट लेकिन मिलना तो है what this comment is about a fight. Okay, then I still remember when I used to listen this song a lot of time during my CA final preparation. Finally today I become this is about aspiration. You might have a different word of this. This is about aspiration. Secret about 2 times hope left out to make a through SSB. Still somewhere my interest says that I have it in me. This song have always inspired and motivated. So now this is about inspiration. NEET PG exam, got MD medicine. My teacher used to play this song at the end of this online lecture. This song always gave me goosebumps and motivation with the 100%. I still remember those days. I used to, because I was not able to score good marks and all that. Facing the failure. Likewise, we can do an analysis of even comments of motivational songs. What makes a successful, or what makes a secret, what is a secret recipe of making a successful song? Right. So this is a way how we can handle, how we can look at different contents and different codes. This is a secret of what is the meaning of a code. This is a technical part. But before that, let us understand what is a code actually. A code is a text which is a maximum of 63 characters in MAXQDA, whereas we understand a code is a text consisting of 1 or more words. A code can contain empty spaces and a special character as well in MAXQDA. The number of codes is unlimited. You can utilize any number of codes here. The hierarchical structure can contain up to the 10 levels. Code can be assigned to a color as well. This is a technical part of coding, but let us understand the code well. What is a code? Now you can see all these comments have been imported, and good number of comments are having only thumbs up. Good number of codes are having this. So we need to remove these codes. Simply select this and delete this, or make it an editable file and remove this from your comments. And this is called as cleaning of the qualitative data as well. However, removing emoticon is not always necessary, but remove the things which you find is not necessary. Like this comment, January 2, 2020. Love you, KK. Nice song is not at all related with this song analysis or the comment analysis of the song. Is that making sense for everyone? You can also utilize this web pages from web collector, web pages via link in Excel sheet. We have got an Excel sheet which has got the lots of web pages. Via web page URL, you have identified a blog, and you are trying to collect those blogs from the URL. Web collector is a separate utility. Just click on the web collector, and probably this is the web collector which helps us in retrieving the Twitter-based data as well. You have got some reference management data. If you can recall yesterday when we were talking about bibliometric analysis, these are the softwares which are of qualitative nature, but you can also have this data of bibliometric analysis here, and you can also perform bibliometric analysis here. There was one question in one of the workshop, one participant was asking, why do we call it a project? The files of the MAXQDA, why do we call it a project? Why not it is a file? File is having one uniform style of data. Say for example, MS Word is having the text data, MS Excel is having the data into the tabular format, PowerPoint is used. File is one which is having uniform data from all the sources, whereas project is one which might have diverse data. Now you can see I'm having one video, few images, good number of text, YouTube comments, different varied data. Whenever you'll be having varied data at one source, that source is called as project, and that is why MAXQDA files are called as project, right?
Yes.
So is there any other question or any specific type of data which you wanted to import? Twitter we will discuss slightly later, because Twitter and then sentiment analytics we'll do together.
So Ms. Rupasana has a question that can you show us multiple interview transcripts analysis in one go?
These are what? Multiple interviews? One interview of Soni Rajput, second interview of Akash Gupta, third interview of Nehal Chaudhary, then Shushma Raina. These are the structured interviews. You can also have some unstructured interviews. Say for example, I'll just create a folder. Unstructured transcripts. Let me see, do I have some unstructured transcripts here in the folder? Data sets. No, I do not have any unstructured transcripts in this folder, but probably the folder of NVivo will surely have sample transcripts, yes. So these are the transcripts of different celebrities. I have collected these transcripts, downloaded these transcripts from different sources from the same website. On the top, you can see the name of the website is thetalks.com. Actor Al Pacino, Amanda Alcia, Andros is a chef. Christian Bale is a chef. No, he's an actor. I will select these. Dame Judith is an actress. I can import them into the unstructured transcripts. Now you can see all of them have. For Al Pacino, Mr. Pacino, how you deal with the weight of your own achievements. From Amanda Alcia, Mr. Vikander, how often do you carry Sorry, how often do you cry watching movies? Christian Bale, what is the most fun you have ever had making movies? I think this is the most popular celebrity in the movies of James Bond. Mr. Dench, sorry, Miss Dench. After so many years in film, how have you ever gotten bored with acting? Have you ever gotten bored with the acting? So these are the unstructured interview, whereas in this case, Soni Rajput, which are the 5 words which you recall first when someone asks you about explain spirituality? Everyone has got the same structure, same questions. So they are structured interviews, whereas unstructured interviews, I have imported every type of document here. You can also import research papers for writing your literature review even. However, today we will not be having the sufficient time to talk about the literature review. I'm sorry. Papers which are relevant to this theme, and I can go to my download section. And I can import these papers, research papers as well. To the papers section, to the papers folder. Anything could have been imported into the project of MAXQDA. Correct?
Yes.
This
Yes.
is the sorry.
Any question, Ms. Rupasana?
No, it's absolutely fine, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So shall we proceed for a break, if you permit us?
Okay. Yes, definitely. We should. I also need a break.
Okay, sir.
Let's surely be here.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, Shubham.
Okay. Thank you for joining the first half of the session. I would like to make an important announcement here. A form has been circulated in the chat box and WhatsApp group of the for the certification purpose. Kindly fill the detail as we want your detail in your certification. Now we will like to stop here for 15 minutes break. We will be meeting soon on the same link after 15 minutes. Thank you.
I welcome you all back to the second half of our session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, Ms. Rupasana has raised a hand. I think she must be having some query.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, like before this break, you have shown us like how we can import the multiple transcripts at one go. But after importing this transcript, like how we can proceed for the analysis, like how we develop coding and these things. Can you?
This is still I have to do.
Okay.
Any further question?
No, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else is having a question? So once you open a document into a document browser, you can find the title of the document here. This column, left-hand side column of the whole document is called as code column. And this top side bar, which is having these different options, I have shown those to you, is called as toolbar. Just below to this, there is a small bar which is called as code bar. This bar is called as code bar. This column, code column, does also have the information about memo. This is having sometimes when you code these numbers, when you code these texts, this will also have a line like from where to where this code belongs to which text. Or paragraph or line numbering is also visible to this section. Like an advanced tool, like an advanced package, you can also see those here. Then you can see this managing a document, how to look at a document properly, opening a view two document together. Active and deactivate spell checking. You can do that as well. You can visible like you can parallelly compare two documents in one go, but not more than two are available in one go. You can do them one by one, one by one. As I have already shown you how to make a document editable. Line number in Tox document, assign a color to a document is also easily possible. Just do this hands-on, that will help everyone. Now you can easily see this PDF is this editable document. We cannot make a PDF as an editable document. Only the Word file, only the text file, only the transcript files could have been edited over here. Otherwise, they cannot. So let me open the transcript first. Say, for example, Sony Rajput. So what are the first 5 words? Do you recall them when first time somebody asks you to explain spirituality? Equanimity, peace, compassion, nature, and anonymity. I find for her, spirituality is related to peace and compassion. Equanimity, I can divide them in 2 things. Just select this text, right click here, and click on with new code. Once you click on it with new code, this means peace. You can give it a separate color. Say, for example, an orange color has been given to this. You want to write a memo? I'm sorry. You want to write a memo for the code. Memo is a document which helps you in memorizing. Say, for example, peace. You're writing right now, but after a week, when you come back to your project, you want to write a sentence. What do I mean by peace when I was doing this coding? Click on OK. And now you can see piece has appeared here. Say, for example, there is a second piece of words which you wanted to code. Right click here. And this time I will click on in vivo. Now everything has coded as a code. In vivo codes are not my opinion, are the software or oriented codes, whereas new code is my codes which have been given by my ideas or my opinion. The same menu are available here also at the top. Click on this. You need not to right click. Clicking on this is everything is available. So this first one is coding. The second one is new code. First one is in vivo code. The second one is new code. The third one is code in vivo. This one is important. Open coding mode. Now everything could have been, just select this. Once I click on open coding mode, I can read this content, and anytime I'll select this, by default automatically this will ask me to, okay, I wanted to code it as ABC. Okay. Then I will select the next text. This need to be coded as XYZ. And I will select the next paragraph. This needed to be coded as peace. Sorry, peace again. Peace is already available. Peace again. This is a piece which is available, which I wanted to code as XYZ. Or this is called as coding mode, very fast forward coding mode. And simultaneously, while I am coding these, you can see there are some strips and their names as well. You can also, if you do not want to code these text, but you wanted to highlight this text, yes, definitely. See, again, I feel yoga and Ayurveda are something that prepares. You wanted to highlight this text. Sorry, I have to disable this code mode. You wanted to highlight this with the yellow text, and you will find yellow chunk. You can have your own coding. Yellow is related to methodology, or blue is related to some other color, or some other thing is related to some other color. You can have your own coding. You wanted to use something as you wanted to use emoticons for as well. Now click here. And this is something which is really important for pinup. This is something which is really important to, yes, I've already done that task. Or there are different types of other codes as well. Likewise, emoticons, we have WhatsApp. You can see the variety of codes which are available in MAXQDA. These variety of codes are not available to any other software. You might be thinking, is it possible to have two codes for similar text? Yes. I have selected the full code from yellow and half code from this, and I can give it a purple code. And you can see now purple and yellow and blue, all of them are intersection. So this code column is really important to understand. This code column is really important to understand how my document has been coded. Click on this setting, and you might have different coding strips. How these coding strips only activated codes or only user, or what type of codes you wanted to see here, that will be visible to you. Now the next one is undo code. Say for example, you have selected a code, but now you think this code is not important, you do not want to code it. Select this code and click on undo. Magenta 1. From here to here. Okay, this will be merged to the different code later on when I'll be making a different codes. Now again select. You wanted to connect this document with other document or through the link of this document itself, just click it here. And where you wanted to paste the link of this document or link of this code, that can also be done. I will remove anchor from internal link right now. You wanted to make your comment on this or paraphrase this selected material. Say for example, I wanted to select this sentence and wanted to paraphrase and wanted to write something else. I can do that as well from here. Paraphrase the document is required. Whereas I'm deselecting that. Paraphrasing is not required because paraphrasing is considered as crime into the qualitative analysis. But still, sometimes if that is ethically justified, you are removing some extreme orientation of the words. Paraphrasing is good enough, is good. So this is a way how I have defined my codes. Now, you might be thinking about, okay, I think there is one thing which is not visible to you. Just before the names of these files, there is a very small gray colored dot. Can you see them? Once I select any document, say for example, I click on this gray color dot, you will be able to see an arrow symbol here. And then I select all these codes. Magenta, all these codes in one go, or right click here, select all, or by one as well. And now if you select this retrieved section, say for example, what is into the yellow code? I feel yoga and Ayurveda is something that is important. What is in the piece? So while you will be writing a paper, you need not to look at multiple times what is written into the whole file. This will tell me only, say I have selected the piece, this will tell me there was one code is piece, which is having one text which talks about equanimity and peace. The second talks about this. The third talks, I'm sure you might have seen some papers of qualitative analysis. People generally have a habit of quoting people's text. Say, for example, this is my own material. Sorry, this is my own paper, Motivation of Urban Millennials for Spiritual Travel and Tourism, Travel in India. This is an A category journal, A category publication. You can see we have these 3 research questions. and you can see the quotes from others. I think spirituality is a deep source of nourishment of the soul, and for me that is most essential component of life. And as per my understanding, spiritual enrichment is the highest form of the wellness which cannot be achieved. This is a quote from a male, aged 36 years and CEO in one organization. This is another quote. My ideal year includes trip to Varanasi as I feel close to the higher power there. Response from a male, aged 24 years, trainee. These were the important words: peace, meaning making, connecting within. These were the important themes, and then talking about the important themes from the different perspective. So these are the texts which you can extract with the help of code, with the code retrieval segment, which is not, I'm removing right now. Likewise, you will have to read all these texts, all these figures, you will have to code them. If you are thinking software will code everything for you, yes, software can do this, but the challenge is, software can definitely do it, but the challenge is the completely automated system will not be supported. You need a manual intervention. If you do not have time to read these manuscripts all together in one go, or maybe into the very close time frames, into the very close time period, do not go into the qualitative analysis because people respond like anything. Now, this was a one way of coding. Another way of coding, say for example, I have selected a text and I can either drag and drop XYZ on this text, or I can drag and drop this text on compassion, nature, and all this. But be careful, there are two types of coding in any qualitative analysis. I will talk about two types of coding. One is inductive coding. And second one is deductive coding. Inductive coding is done when you are not aware about the themes. In this case of spirituality, we were not aware about the themes. We have read these transcripts and done the coding. Deductive coding is done when you are already aware about the themes. You know what are the important themes which are prevalent. You are simply trying to justify whether these themes exist or not. Code themes first, make the themes first, and then start connecting themes with the text. This is the first basic differentiation. Once I am reading this text and coding this text into the different ways, into the different manner, what I am doing, which type of coding I am doing? Inductive. Once I have created the codes here and I'm connecting simply the codes into this text, is deductive. So the inductive starts from reading and deductive starts from code first, then reading is required. Is that making sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this is the second method of coding, but this is definitely needs your lots of manual intervention of your records. Now, I will connect some more codes. Now, let us move to the third method of coding. Reading these long paragraphs, you wanted to have an idea, you wanted to have a glimpse what is hidden in this text. You are not able to understand, you are not able to comprehend this. Simply right click here, click on word cloud. There are some different type of words which are you can see on this list, but those words can be removed. Let me allow some minutes. Click on word frequencies, and these word frequencies are available, which are the top frequent words. These words be, is, my have been selected. These words is, mr has been selected, and you do not want to see them into the list. Just click on characters to be cut off. There are some specific characters which has been removed out of this analysis. Otherwise, they could have been the part here. Minimum frequency of a word, definitely these smaller words will be having larger frequency, but any word which is having frequency in terms of at least 7, 8. And I will be looking for, I can reduce this. Frequency of 1 is okay, but I'm looking for top 75 words. Now you'll be able to see definitely spiritualism, have Ayurveda. Ignore the numbers has already been selected. Case sensitivity, digital or capital, you wanted to merge them. Lemmatizing these words option. Language option, right now I can understand the standard language, otherwise Japanese and other language are also possible. Now let me go to the word frequency once again. And you can export this file into the Excel, export into the web file, export into the any other way. Click on format. You wanted to realign, you wanted to make a different code, you wanted to make a different shape, a different method. You can do that as. What is lemmatization? What is lemmatization is, sometimes you'll find there are two words like talk, talks, talking. Lemmatization is required to remove these type of words. Now the important one, apply stop words list. For this project, I do not have any stop words list. One way is I can right click here and can remove this, add to stop word list, but this will be very much challenging to identify all these one word and every one. After I will add one word into the stop word list, and then other words will appear. So it is better to make a list. I have created that list. I will forward that list to everyone. My global list is stop words and complete. Click on that. Is it still not having B? Manage a stop words list. I will add a new list here. Go to my Dropbox folder. Where is that list? Allow me a minute. I'll just. This list is in data sets. I will add that list. And click on OK. Now you will see, because this is the list which I made for one of my project. I'm not sure those lists or those words are available to this project as well. I can definitely change the colors. And I can definitely add some other words to this project, like I need to be added to the stop word list, do. And here you need manual intervention. Perfect. Just rearrange them. The largest size of the word indicates the largest frequency, the highest frequency. The smaller size of the word indicates the smaller frequency of that word. So which word is the largest, is having largest frequencies? Is spirituality. But in other files, I have not connected nature as a code. I can right click here and can click on auto code nature with the new code. Auto code nature with the new code. So I will name it as a nature. Use default color services is okay. Word count any. Okay. Code is nature. Now sentence is at least one sentence before or one sentence after could have been done, or at least the whole paragraph could have been done. Now let us understand where the whole paragraph is needed and where one sentence and one sentence is needed. When you find the whole theme, the interviewer has responded, the interviewer has given you a response and you have typed or you have transcribed that material into the sequence. One paragraph does not have larger material, does not have more than one theme. Do the paragraph coding. If you find only one sentence before and one sentence post is okay, or only the search item. I generally recommend one sentence before and one sentence after to this part, and click on auto code. 6 segment. This means this document has been in 6 places. Nature has been identified. Okay, spirituality is also connected with the religion. This is the second way of coding, the second method of coding. What I did, I clicked on this right click and explore the word explorer. Now see travel, how frequent the travel is in document is 76% times. I have not selected more than one document, otherwise the most frequent in these terms, everywhere you will be able to see that. I will do that as well, don't worry. Cosmos is a part of, or you wanted to see the text, just simply double click on the Cosmos. I've just double click on the Cosmos and you find where is the Cosmos and what is the text which is written with the Cosmos, whether there should be a theme or there should not be a theme. Now you see, yes, Cosmos could be a, you can select these codes or maybe one or two and then click on auto code. Only one segment has been coded. So this is a way how we can use word cloud for the purpose of coding. Once I close it and come back, you'll find Cosmos and nature are the 2 new codes which are available to this text. You can also see, I think it is visible to everyone, Soni Rajput, there is a number 14, Nehal is 7. What is this? This means Soni Rajput, the file of document of Soni Rajput has got 14 codes. The file of the document of Nehal Chaudhary has got 7 codes. This code Cosmos or this code nature has got 6 times, at least 6 times in all the files. This code compassion has been coded, sorry. Code compassion has been coded at least 2 times. So this is an understanding of these numbers. Now, I believe coding will be an easier task for everyone because coding is the thing which is most important. Is everyone in sleeping mode?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we wanted to understand what is hidden in the file of Soni Rajput, Nehal Chaudhary, and how did we coded peace in them, or how did we coded nature in them. Just click on retrieve segment and you will find nature. Click on Cosmos and you will find where I have coded Cosmos. You can click on peace and you will find what is coded as peace. Everything could have been easier. Everything has got an easier way to be used using MAXQDA. Now, what could have been done? Say, for example, Shubham Rena. I can select the whole folder in one go. I can select the whole folder. If I do not want to read this text, I can select the whole folder in one go, can right click here and can create a word cloud. Only for activated codes is only for activated code is piece. So I'm sorry. Right click here, create a word cloud. What I'm doing? Am I doing something wrong? Oh, instead of word cloud, I was clicking on code cloud. No, I'll click on word cloud. These are the things which are hidden under the different files. Lemmatization is being done, frequency, scale, linear, everything is done. Spirituality is coming up twice. We can merge these two. But right now I'm interested in destination. I will code destination, activity. And even if you wanted to understand what are the prominent themes, what are the prominent keywords, spirituality, travel, spirituality is by default, we need to remove this. Simply, I will export this file into the Excel, word frequency query 1. Now I'll go back to the Excel. Okay, this is by default opening it. Spirituality, I need to remove out of this Excel. Travel, spiritual, destination, then not, I have not removed them, place, what, so, exactly. Religion, yoga, Ayurveda, people think, help, nature, reason, choose, consider, different, how important, India. This is how you need to remove everything which is not necessary to your code list. And now you can see when people talk about spirituality in tourism, they talk about these many words. Now just look at any paper which is related to an assessment of news about the tourism industry during the COVID-19 pandemic. Expectations from content analysis and important themes and their codes. We are talking about codes and what are the important themes into the different code. Tourism has got two codes, tourism industry and tourist. Coronavirus has got multiple variants, COVID-19, 19 and COV. Travel has got these many variants. Hospitality and food has got these many variants. You can see this word cloud which has been created by me, and I'll also show you how to draw these plots, how to draw these graphs. Don't worry. But before that, just look at these type of word clouds, how they can be utilized. And if you are thinking to ask me how to write an interpretation of word cloud, this is figure 1. I will also do that. We'll search figure 1. The figure 1 provides us the information about tourism issues that have most frequently been discussed in the media during the time of globally health crisis. 63 words appear into the news contents into the parch. And likewise, your interpretation might go with the word cloud. Is that making sense? Or everyone is okay with this? You might be thinking how to utilize this figure or how to utilize this chart to your final file. Just click on copy display. And then you can copy and paste it to any PowerPoint or Word file or anywhere. Do not try to click a screenshot, otherwise this will be of lower resolution. And when it is of lower resolution, editor or someone else might ask you to convert it to the higher resolution. Most of the time, export charts with the black and white color scale, because generally publishers ask you to convert this, and later on this will be slightly difficult. So do it into the first stage. And even this monochrome color, grayscale color is also, like, we can easily understand their frequency, different colors, and as well everything. You can export the whole project with a different way. Now there is very important, very interesting thing in QTT. QTT is called as a worksheet in variable analysis, and you find QTT, question, theory, and theme. While you will be writing a questionnaire, while you will be developing a paper, so your first paper, your first question has been resolved. This is a paper understanding spirituality. Subject is spirituality. Your research question is something. Okay. Now, related course and theme. In this new worksheet, you can add some questions. You can add anything to this worksheet. Related course and themes, add element. My worksheet, everything could have been changed here. I will close this and go back to the chart, word cloud. I will create it again. And we'll click on send to QTT worksheet 1. Send. Close it. Now you can see word cloud transcript is already available here in visuals and statistics. Related codes and themes, add elements, select all, summary tables, important segment, drop and down segments here. I will select this and all these codes. Drop and down segments here. Am I doing something incorrectly? Okay. Summary tables, everything could have been exported. This was my research question. I can change it at any point of time. I wanted to understand how different themes have gone viral. That's it. I will send a few more things to the QTT and then we'll export a QTT file and how this looks like. So this is the second thing which you can do. We have discussed about you can use emoticons, special codes for the participants to focus. Code system toolbar we have already discussed. Word Explorer and MAXQDA. Coding and organizing the code system, we have seen that. Okay, we have not seen the Word Explorer. Right click here. Create a word cloud. Now spirituality, meditation. Right click here and click on Word Explorer. Yes, you can see that. In documents, meditation has got 18 hits in 9 documents, which is contributing about 30%. 2 documents group was having only 33%. In my writing, because right now I have not written anything to the project, there is nowhere this word is available, medication. Most frequent in these documents, Sony, Shubham and Rupam. Most frequent codes, because I have coded them coded them automatically, that is why they have been coded. Most frequent word combination, along with the meditation, people have used daily meditation practice, daily meditation. Along with the meditation, people have used other contextual word as yoga. And this is how you can start writing your document. You can start writing interpretation of these word cloud, interpretation of these materials, and that will help everyone. And then coding with this code favorite, coding with the keyboard shortcuts are available. You can see this. These are the keyboard shortcut. Control E, Control W, Control I are the keyboard shortcuts for that. Code cloud, a new thing which has got newly available to the MAXQDA. In earlier version, code cloud was not available. Right click here. Based on this whole analysis, I have already developed, I have already coded all these transcripts. I've already coded all these materials. Why should I look for word cloud? Word cloud is the first thing which I was doing to understand this material, not more than that. So I will make a cloud. I will make a word cloud. I will not make a word cloud. I will make a code cloud. Right click here and click on. Now you will see there is no code cloud. So for making a code cloud, you have to make the transcript on which documents code you wanted to make that. Right click here and you can see code cloud. Only on the activated codes, yes. If all of them are selected, then yes. If all of them are not selected, then no. You will definitely do not need a cutoff list or a scrutiny or a screening file, because they have been coded. These are the words which have been given by you. So you don't need any top words list, any lemmatization you don't need. And you can send this to your QTT worksheet. Okay. Again, right click here and look at a single case model and coded segment. Now this is an interesting representation. Click on use model. This is an interesting representation of whatever you have done. You have done a coding of your project. XYZ is a code which is available to the Sony Rajput's file. Whereas nature is a code which is available to Nihal Chaudhary. Nihal Chaudhary has got nature multiple times. Peace is there in Sony Rajput's file 2 times. And once this file is been better coded, is been fully coded, you will find these charts are really impressive to use. These charts are really impressive to use. Send QTT worksheet. You wanted to create a new map or new document model. This was a single case coded segment. This is single case summaries. Cancel. New summaries. Not everything which is activated. Sony, Akash, 2 files and a few codes. Activate codes, import codes, all codes. You can see Sony Rajput is having number of codes. Remove this single case summary. Now you can compare the Sony Rajput, Akash, Nehal, everyone on this chart. What are the different types of codes which are available in these files? New document model, paraphrases, focus group speakers, no. Code hierarchies. We have not used code hierarchies as well. This is a way how you can do this. Send QTT worksheet. You will be impressed to know what is QTT. Again, right click here. Single case model, paraphrase or code hierarchy, which we are doing into the previous screen. You can also create different layers, different level of hierarchy. Say, for example, you think this magenta and yellow, they need to be merged together. You can simply drag and drop yellow to magenta. Now yellow is coming under the magenta. This right click under magenta. Now this, what I am doing is thematic analysis. Magenta under nature. Now just look at how this single case model changes. This is one. Code intersection, code proximity, code distribution model. Insert more codes. Definitely I will insert. Now you can link them. You wanted to link them with the arrow-headed, or which type of link you wanted to create. Now you can see the paper which I was showing you earlier. This one. This is a type of code cloud which has been created using MAXQDA. Again, we send it to the QTT. Now, this time we will select all these codes, activate all, right click here. Now you can see which type of analysis could have been done using codes. Activate codes by variable, activate codes by color, insert activation. So based on codes, simply doing an analysis is not possible. Based on file, you can perform any analysis. Generally, this is a confusion people ask, participants ask this question, because how do we consider these codes could have been analyzed? Only files could have been analyzed, because codes are the manual production of your intervention. That is why code cannot be directly analyzed. After this, I will move on to some advanced analytics of image and video. But before that, do we have any question?
Yes, Ms. Rupa Sinha has raised her hand.
Please, ma'am.
Ms. Rupa, do you have any query? Are we audible, Ms. Rupa?
Okay, let's leave
Okay.
it. So say, for example, you have just double click on these files and you wanted to code them. I will create a different code folder, but a little bit later. Say, for example, this Harrier. In most of the screen of Harrier, right click here, or with new code, or you can by default select without selecting this material. Sorry. Without selecting this material, right click here in the coding mode. Now you will be selecting any section of this image. This will convert you what is given into the advertisement, nature. This is a size of car. Model. Brand name. I've coded this image in model, car, nature. Another one, Isuzu. Oh. Isuzu is a car. Or maybe it is not needed every time to get into the code. You can connect this car with this selection as well. Brand name. Right click with new code. Urban setting. Jeep. Nature. Brand name. And I think this is an unnecessary text. It's not readable. Okay. And then Safari. Car. Nature. 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 Brand name. Likewise, this is how images need to be coded. Once you have coded images like this, simply select your file, right click here. Now you won't find any word cloud here because images does not have any word. Right click here, click on code cloud. And these are the different frequencies because most of the car companies and advertising using brand names or nature, because most of these cars were, what is that? SUVs. Most of these cars were SUV. That is why they are using nature or maybe the rough roadings and all that stuff. The car they definitely include, but only one company has included model. Otherwise, they have not included. You can also click here, single case model, coded segment. You can see that brand name is being utilized by most of the cars which are there in the model. Unnecessary text used only by Jeep. Harrier was using a model. Isuzu was using an urban setting. Whereas nature by Safari, Jeep, Safari and Safari. Car, every advertisement, every company was having a car in the model. Brand name is this way. We need to handle, we need to manage this way. Is that making sense to everyone? Or everyone is able to understand these things?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will send this to the QTT worksheet 1. Now I'll come back to the video. So before analyzing this video, say for example, this is an advertisement of car video. I will just highlight this. I will have to. Either you must have codes in your hand in advance or you have to close it down multiple times, then you will be able to code it. Earlier you were able to play it. What has happened to this? I can remove this and then re-import this.
India is woven with spiritual ethos.
Now look at these two buttons very carefully. One is to start the selection of video, and second is to end the selection of video.
The more you travel to this sacred land, the more your love will turn eternal.
They are talking about eternality, and I would code it as a urban setting, just for our understanding, nothing more.
Your taste will change, contributing to a change in your preferences, perspectives, lifestyle, and finally you change. Synonymous with
You wanted to play the selected segment again?
and finally you change. Synonymous with
And I will code it as a model.
Devo Bhava. India is known for tourists coming repeatedly to this land of spiritual blessings. Probe deeper into India.
Nature. This is how I have coded this whole mechanism. You can see this is the total size of video, and my size of video is having urban setting, model, nature. And again, you can create word cloud, code cloud, and there's some different type of opportunities, of different type of things over there. This is how video could have been coded. And YouTube comments, you can select them, can create a word cloud. Our single case model is deactivated because right now there is no code. Again, add a dictionary. Add a few more words, and then you'll find people are talking about exam, motivation, hope. Aspiration. Whatever we were able to code out of 2-3 comments, the overall comments could have been nearly or surrounding to that motivations, aspirations, and all that stuff. This is how you can utilize this YouTube content. Only one last content has been left, which talks about analyze tweets. But before that, I wanted to show you some other papers so that you can understand what are the different ways we can utilize these material. We can utilize MAXQDA for your research. Barriers to the development of medical tourism in East Province, Iran, qualitative study. You can see there's something which is very similar to our paper. Yeah, industry sector, organization, interview questions, protocol. Again, themes and sub-themes. Themes and codes are here, and their frequencies have become important. They have created a chart like we have created the last chart. The next paper is about, you might be thinking how we can utilize images for this analysis. I have given you one example of advertising. Who are you kidding? Visual politics, irony in contemporary Russia. And you will be able to see something very similar which we have done. Is that visible to every one of you? Codings, which we have done just a few minutes before. Codings of images.
Yes, sir.
Right? Similar codings have been done for different images. Again, is that visible? Codings. And qualitative analysis is most of the analysis of code. In absence of code, qualitative analysis cannot take place. This is a manually created code. This is my own paper when I have analyzed new education policy. Last year in 2020 or 21, we have analyzed a new education policy. This was the overall model of the paper. Policy document, NEP 2020, then extracted the sentiments. Everything has been extracted. You can see the interpretation of word cloud, interpretation of what is this, tree map, this type of hierarchical charts. And the second paper on the same theme into the same journal, again, which is an Scopus Index journal. is theoretical extension of the new education policy. In this specific case, we have used Twitter mining using MAXQDA. So we have created a word cloud again. And these were the sentiments: strongly unhappy, positive to negative. What are the different themes? Very positive, the major themes; moderately positive, the major themes. For everyone, we are able to identify some major themes and everything. And this is our A category paper based on thematic analysis, content analysis, and everything. So these are few papers which I wanted to show you. Only the last thing is left, which is about Twitter sentiments. I'll create a new folder which talks about Twitter data. The first thing is we need to import Twitter data. Click on Twitter data. Connect to Twitter. If you are using it first time, I have given a reset. This will ask you to authorize the app. If you do not authorize this app, you won't be able to connect the data. You can see earlier everything was deactivated, but now everything is activated just by clicking on a single checkbox. This is a promise. We will not be using this material for advertising. We will not be capturing this information to passing on to someone else. So all these words is NIRF. The limitation is maximum 10,000 tweets you can download in one go, or maybe the tweets of 7 days. Downloading like tweets of any language will not be the good choice, so we can download the tweets of English from 9/7 to 16/7. Include retweets. We generally do not include, but if your analysis is how people are responding, then definitely you need to include retweets. Link of importing these transactions, and I will type 10,000 number. Run search. These are like the Twitter we are having in the last week. They are having only 8,470 tweets, or they might be increasing. Yes, they are increasing. Simply click on import data. You need not to go anywhere outside to this software. This will take slightly more time. I can close it. I'll reopen my software. Twitter data. I will download something which is having lesser data actually. Lalit Modi. Or in fact, I can download the data of NIRF only. Not a challenge. Limited to 1,000 tweets only. Yes, 1,000 top tweets have been down. We are able to see. Click on import, and this will take now slightly lower time in comparison to importing 10,000 tweets in one. Is there any question?
Mr. Ashish, you want to ask any question? No, sir.
Rupa has raised hand.
Ms. Rupa, any question?
Yes, sir. So this is not related with this Twitter data actually. Like you talked about these word clouds and code clouds, right? So like word clouds, without developing any code for single manuscripts, we can run the word clouds, right? But for the code clouds, after developing codes on the each transcript, then only we can go for the this code cloud.
Yes.
Okay, so after this code cloud, we can draw the single case model.
Yes.
Yes. So what I found, the difference between the in vivo. So in vivo is only helps to manage the data or the in the data mining. But whereas in thematic analysis, while we are doing the use of MAXQDA, so we also can get the analysis result. Like not manual interventions is always required here.
Yes, every time manual intervention is not required here, for sure.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Because for creating or which type of network you wanted to create, these are only softwares, MAXQDA or NVivo, or these are only softwares, but we have to understand what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right? In NVivo, I'll just click on yes on the auto code, Twitter data, select hashtag, select author. If you wanted to select some specific hashtag to be quoted here, you can do that. If you wanted to select some specific authors here, you can do that as well. I'm not doing any auto coding. I'm not selecting anything. Auto code tweets with hashtag 0. NIRF is an important hashtag. NIRF ranking, India ranking, Valvokit, I'm not sure. Ranking, India, and OK. Based on author, I do not want it to create any code. I'll simply click on auto code. And this is a started coding, yes. I was responding to a question, I think.
Yeah. But sir, like this, after developing coding, can we generate theme based on the code? Like we can group or subgroup?
The single code model is actually a theme.
Okay.
What NVivo is doing is collecting some themes which are not necessarily connected with each other. And this is why I preferred MAXQDA over NVivo, because thematic analysis is sometimes these contents are not related, but in my case, it is not possible even to this content analysis, or content is not related to each other. Though this is a limitation of MAXQDA, that they are not offering any feature for the direct thematic analysis, but still I love it.
But manually we can generate theme based on the codes.
100%
We can
you can generate your themes.
Yes, just like that paper you showed us, like the hospitality and tourism is tourist and tourism coming under the one theme. In the medical spiritual tourism and medical tourism.
You can export even these. Like you can select these codes, you can export into the Excel sheet, you can export anywhere, and then you can create sub themes on that.
Okay, sir.
Just for example, I have selected my codes right now. I can create a code theory model. Just look at it. Display subcodes up to level 2. Now you can see I've selected the code of the data of NIRF ranking. Only activated, everything is being selected, and use model. You can see this auto code Twitter data. I will remove this. This is Twitter hashtag, and this has already identified some themes and sub themes on that, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Code theory model. I will just right click. Again, I can right click here, code model. Code subcode segment model. It's very, very huge chart. Sometimes will be difficult to comprehend even, but at least we can understand the essence of the requirement. Is another chart. It's not limited. However, due to the paucity of time, due to the limited paucity of time, I am trying to offer most of the things in the very limited times. Hierarchical code, sub-themes, sub-model, subcode model. Instead of this, I will also select the data from, this time only Twitter has been selected. I will select the data from these transcripts as well. These transcripts. Now I'll right click here. Code model, hierarchy subcode model. Code size. Reflect aggregate frequency into the parent code. No aggregation. Display only activated.
The request is Rupa ma'am to kindly mute your audio, please.
Maps, hierarchical subcode. I'm doing some mistake here. Otherwise, you can create these based on your files, based on other documents as well. So that will not be the challenge. You can have some subcode statistics. We can see magenta color and subcode statistics, like very beautiful tabular representation, graphical representation. Even magenta has got the highest quotes right now, but this document is not highlighted right now. That is why this is the challenge. This is one. Now let me again move to the Twitter analysis, because data of Twitter has already been selected, is downloaded. Download this data, analyze tweet. And this is a Twitter analytics platform of MAXQDA. Click on analyze sentiment, ignore hashtag, click on OK. Now you can see this positive is 243, slightly positive, and you wanted to see this in terms of statistics on the day, time, sentiments, which type of sentiments they are, to a pie chart. Most frequently used words, NIRF 2020 top ranking. Most frequently used hashtag. You need not to click multiple times, different codings and different other ways. Only one, analyze codes, analyze sentiments will be sufficient. Who are the top influencing authors? So RK Suresh is the top influencing author. I'm not sure, he's not the education minister. Creatrix Campus, someone maybe upcoming new edtech who is trying to establish their steps, trying to establish their foots into the higher education. That is why news breaking UP or Shima Sastri or Educlasso, Hindustan Times, and all these references. Author's real name, Dr. RK Suresh. Author's number by followers. Times of India was having the most followers. Who has posted what type of comment and who are the influencer. These type of analysis is needed when you are doing some influencer analytics, lead user identification, or these are the things when you are doing that. And auto-code tweets with hashtags, we have already done that. You can look at these themes, you can look at only tweets, you can look at retweets, reply as well. Everything could have been added to this analysis, and you can further, export this material to the Excel or maybe Word file. Sources, languages, based on any classification, you can do sentiment and all this. But I will take, Dimpiong, I will take only 2-3 more minutes. That's it.
No problem, sir. Meanwhile, we have few queries in the chat box also. You can complete your session, then we'll take up the queries.
Yes. So I'll go back to this question, theme, and theories back. Worksheet 1. Everything, whatever I have exported here, imported segments, summary tables, values, visual statistics, integration of insights, concept map, everything, whatever I have exported here, click on export worksheet, worksheet 1.1. Exported this whole project in one Word file, whatever was necessary. Open the worksheet 1.1 and you will find very systematic document which is needed to write a research paper, at least to the data analysis section. This is worksheet 1, which is connected with these many tables. You can see this word count, word cloud, transcripts. Just click it there and this will redirect you there. Otherwise, quotes and themes we have not imported, segment we are not able to import, summary tables we have not imported, related memos is no, but visuals and statistics. This was a word cloud, this was a code cloud. Then concept map, we have drawn this one concept map in this, 2 concept map, code co-occurrence model, single case model. You need to simply write interpretation just below to these graphs and everything has been exported here. This is what is the subject, this is what is your question. Remove this table of contents, directly copy and paste this file to your project or your research paper. That's it from my side. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you, sir. Can we take few queries, sir?
Yes, definitely.
So there is a query from Ms. Dipali Ratra that how old data we can extract from Twitter? Can we extract from more than 1 year data, sir?
No, we can extract the data using MaxQDA, NVivo, or any other software throughout the world. We can download the data of only 7 days. If you are interested in downloading the Twitter data for more than a year, they have got a Twitter academic API. Yes. Just apply for, ask them for giving you a clearance of academic research access. They will give you that access for sure. Most of the time they receive that, we receive that access, and then you can download the data for any time frame for any given point of time. This is the link, academic research access.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Another question is again from Ms. Dipali Ratra. That's other than sentiment analysis, can we use Twitter for getting the variables?
You need to classify, you need to collect the data into the very structured manner. Say, for example, now when people are posting on Facebook or Twitter or any other platform, they do not type like job satisfaction. They type, I'm not happy with my present organization. I'm looking for organization. I'm looking for jobs. I'm looking for this. So people on Twitter or Facebook and all that, they generally do not use variables directly. So you need to be very wise before doing that searching, before making that search string on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram for searching the variables.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other query from any participant? If any participant would like to ask any query?
Sir, I have a small question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, before that, it was an excellent section, sir. I'm a beginner in my PhD.
Thank you.
But sir, I have a doubt that do we have any other institutes or platforms to explore much in these softwares, sir? To learn more.
MaxQDA is self-sufficient. You need not to visit anywhere. This is my professional trainer's license. So the website of MaxQDA is self-sufficient. Go to their website. They have multiple new in MaxQDA videos, everything they update. Still, you are looking for resources. Check for online manual, free guides and literature, books published by MaxQDA Press. Their blogs, video tutorial, workshops and webinar. They keep us update on workshop and webinar is coming for the MaxQDA. Researchers network. This one is for trainers network, like for us. MaxQDA grants. If you are trying to apply some grant and they are having this opportunity, you can apply for that as well. Researcher network does also have some good things. Become a part of vibrant community, research news, or you can subscribe this platform, Researcher Network. Then okay, I have to log in on the platform, then only I will be able to see this Researcher Network. Otherwise, they also help us in, okay, publication papers are available, free guides and literature here, not into the Researchers Network. The number of books which they have published in English, literature review guide, free literature, these books are available in free from their website. And qualitative text analysis, these books are available. Whosoever has published paper using MaxQDA, those who have published paper using MaxQDA, these papers have been listed here. Again, this is again not a challenge. To search a paper based on your theme, to search a paper which is related to your perspective, which is related to your idea.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, sir, actually my question is not only for this MaxQDA. Yesterday we discussed about WhatSphere. though you told in a very good manner, sir, but as you said, we have a very less time to get all the information. So do we have any common platform to learn all these different softwares?
There are multiple workshops, FDPs are happening around. Keep an eye on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and all other platforms. Keep an eye over there. The organizers of these FDPs are, maybe some of the organizers will start posting the messages of the same WhatsApp group in which you are today, in which you are now. And definitely the scholars or the academician will start posting these opportunities to your group as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other query from any participant?
And I completely understand if you are attending the first session, which is related to MAXQDA. I completely understand in first session, in one day, you cannot be expert on that. But this is, I believe this is a good eye-opener session because there were not multiple questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Shall we move ahead
Thank you,
for our
everyone.
validity
Thank you,
session?
organizers.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, Shubham.
I wholeheartedly thank our speaker, Dr. RPS Kaurav sir, for sparing his valuable time and giving us valuable knowledge and information about so many concepts and softwares related to the qualitative analysis. I am sure that the audience has gained many insights about the qualitative approach of research, and this FDP will contribute towards their research journey. Moving on, I would like to call upon Mrs. Neelu Walia ma'am for the valedictory session.
Thank you, Yashika. Albert Einstein has beautifully said it. If we knew what we were doing, it would not be called research, wouldn't it? Of course not. We also many times don't know what will be the outcome of our research article, whether it will go as planned or not. With these words of Albert Einstein, I would like to welcome all the members of the FTP, my colleagues, students, and the participants to the valedictory session of 1 week FTP, Impactful Academic Writing, a Qualitative Approach. Today is the day to be thankful and be inspired. During the last whole week, we learned a lot of aspects of academic writing and the qualitative approach of the research. On the very first day, Dr. P. Sarvanand sir, IAM Trichy, enlightened us about the case method of teaching, its various usage and roles in higher education, and how academicians can develop their own case studies and get it published with ABDC or ABS journals. On the second day, Dr. Atul Shiva sir, Associate Professor, CU, Mohali, educated the audience about how we can upscale the quality of the research papers and target the very reputed journals like Scopus or Web of Science listed journals. He also discussed various critical points that all the researchers must keep in mind while writing their research articles. For the last 3 days, we were happy to have Dr. RPS Kaurav sir, Associate Professor, FIIB, Delhi, who have been centering upon improving the qualitative approach of the research. We have discussed about SLR, reviewing and analyzing the data with the help of Scopus, Web of Science, and Bibliometric tools. And of course, we learned about the qualitative software that is MAXQDA today. Along with elucidating the concepts of qualitative analysis, he also took up the queries of all the participants and answered them patiently and enthusiastically. Being an academician, I know the importance of all these concepts in the research journey. Hence, I'm sure that all the participants present in the FTP has benefited enormously from all the speakers for the past 1 week. I, on behalf of all the participants and the BCIPS fraternity, would like to thank you RPS Kaurav sir and our other guest speakers also for taking out time, especially when the schedule is so demanding, and sharing their precious understandings about the qualitative research with all of us. I'm sure we'll stay in touch and look forward to more FTPs and more workshops on the research. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to request Dr. Vikas Dhaya sir to deliver the thank you note and wind up today's session.
Thank you, Yashika. Respected Director Ma'am, our esteemed expert speakers, our valued participants, organizing committee, faculty and staff of the institute, and my loving students. This is grateful for me to extend a vote of thanks on this great occasion. I, on the behalf of BCIPS family, extend to you a very hearty vote of thanks for gracing the event and sharing vision and experiences. We are honored to have the presence of Dr. P. Saraswanan from IIM Trichy, who took out some time from his busy schedule and spending that valuable time with us. Thank you, sir. We are thankful to our second speaker, Dr. Atul Shiva, Associate Professor, Chandigarh University, who positively contributed expertise in this FDP. Thank you, sir. We are also privileged to have presence of our third expert speaker, Dr. RPS Kaurav from Fortune Institute of International Business, Delhi, for sharing his knowledge and wisdom. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks to all three speakers for coming to BCIPS Google platform and for blessing the event by their presence. We are thankful for their valuable addresses and expert insights. I would also like to thank our Director Ma'am, Dr. Aparna Mishra, for her able guidance and support for organizing this event. I also thank all the participants for their active participations and making this event a grand success. Last but not the least, I thank our organizing committee, including our faculty members and staff, and especially these students. Without their support, it was not possible to organize this event. To conclude, let me once again repeat that without you all, we will never have the courage to make it happen. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Over to you, Yashika.
Thank you, sir. Before moving on to our valedictory session, we would like to inform our participants about another upcoming workshop on MS Excel and Power BI. I would like to invite Ms. Neha Singh ma'am, faculty BCIPS, to provide the information about this workshop.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is just to inform you all that we are coming up with an FDP on Advanced Excel and Power BI. So in case any one of you is interested in, attending this workshop, this program, this FDP, so you all are invited, and we'll be glad to share any information related to it. And hopefully we'll see you joining this FDP soon.
Someone was searching for these similar opportunities a few minutes before.
Yes,
Oh, great. So this is just to inform you that we'll be conducting this FDP maybe in the month of August. That the date is yet to be finalized. But as soon as it gets finalized, we'll be surely sharing the details. We request all the participants to join this FDP as well, as it will be very informative for you all. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Yashika. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to thank our participants for their active participation for today's session. I hope all of you have filled the certification form. If not, then do it fill as soon as possible. For those who have missed, we have again circulated the form in the chat box. Kindly fill the detail in the form carefully, as the same detail will be reflected in your certificate. Before winding up, I would request you all to kindly fill the feedback form for today's session. Thank you so much for joining the FDP. Hope to see you all again in some other event. Have a good day. Take care and bye. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gaurav, sir. Thank you so much.
Aparna, thank you,
Thank you so
students,
very much,
Yashika,
sir.
Shubham.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thanks for taking out time and delivering such an effective and quite enriching, I say, sir. I was there throughout the session. I'm really, really thankful to you, sir.
Thank you.
My
Thank you very much, ma'am,
gratitude.
for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dimpy ma'am, Niju ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. So may I now formally announce the closure of this FDP program once again. Thank you, everyone, for being there all the time. Thank you so much.